his
Just
jam.
finger some buttholes.
All right, we're good to go. We're recording.
I don't know where the fuck my tortoise is, by the way. He was dicking
Can you
around
guys hear
earlier.
me?
Yeah, I hear you, doggy.
Okay, we're recording.
Maybe we couldn't before, but we hear you now.
Loud
Yeah,
and
for some
clear.
reason, whenever I'm on, whenever OBS is the primary app, it doesn't let me talk. So,
You
but
trying to
yeah,
smoke some weed? Shit, I'm trying to smoke some weed. Let's smoke some weed.
we're recording now.
Cool. Okay. Well, then let's start this game like we always start this game. I would like everybody to do a quick intro to their character and what you're the god of and all that jazz.
All right, I'll start her up.
Cool.
My character's name is Julian Bashir. I am a high elf cleric. I am the god of death, and I am a pretentious, rich douchebag. That's pretty much everything you need to know about me.
Well, he's also a doctor.
Right? Yeah. A learned surgeon.
Fair enough.
Haven't met a surgeon I liked yet.
All right. Let's go with Dandil next.
All right. I play as Dandil the Duskdip. This like a little halfling boy. He grew up like a kind of like a Navajo Indian style type of dude, just going from place to place, hunting and gathering and shit. And you could always like count on him to do like the good thing because he's a good little boy.
Very
Yeah.
nice. Very nice.
Also, I'm a fighter.
Oh, by
And
the way, the
what is he the
professor
god
is
of?
here.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm the god of beasts.
Very nice. Very nice.
I talk to fishes and shit.
Next, we will go to Mandee Mistvixen.
I play Mandee. She is a halfling uh, female swashbuckler rogue. It's a bright, happy ball of happiness until something upsets her, and then her mood changes.
And people die.
Horrible, horrible deaths.
No, you don't understand. People die.
When Mr. Bigglesworth gets upset, people die.
The professor's here. The professor's here.
Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, but I don't think he has his mic set up yet.
And
Aw.
and what is Mandee the god?
Sorry. The god of travel.
Very nice. Very nice. Next, let's move on to Zillowin Fin.
Hello, I'm Zillowin Fin. I'm a son of a fisherman. I've spent my entire life next to Sapphire Bay, swimming in the blue waters and questioning the deep. Where I ended up discovering that I am the, I guess, reincarnation of the god of the sea. I don't know where I'm going or why, and I'm just following the pool, I guess.
I gotta let you guys know that Glenn's wearing a Goonies shirt and he's a fucking pirate in this game. Fucking awesome.
Next
jeez.
up, next up is one Tanizan Talizar.
I am Tanizan Talizar. I am a human noble of a merchant in the capital, and I am the second child. So unlike the famed surgeon over here, I was more humble growing up. So I'm not a pretentious douchebag. I'm just a douchebag. Uh, I am a fighter champion, and I am the god of vitality.
You went quiet, my guy.
Uh, when
About 10 seconds ago.
Yeah, after more humble growing up.
Okay. So let's step back to that real quick. I grew up more humble, so unlike our esteemed surgeon over here, I'm not a pretentious douchebag. I'm just a douchebag. Uh, and I am a fighter champion and the god of vitality.
Very nice. And should the professor ever get up and running, he will be next.
What is that, Vic?
Little still house.
Oh,
Yeah, it
Oh,
kicks
Let-
like a fucking mule, but it tastes great.
that sounds good. Yeah.
It looks delicious.
The professor's light keeps flashing, but he's not. I don't think we're able to hear him.
This is the professor. Can you hear me?
There he
Nice.
is.
Hey, Drew. How did you have fun in Hawaii? I'm glad you're back, bro.
Oh, Mike peeking.
It was very hot there, and it's very cold here now.
Yes, it is.
Hell yeah. Well, it's your turn to
We're
introduce
all
yourself.
introducing ourselves again. All right. Well, I'm a man of few words, so let me give you a couple. My name is Professor D. Shvantz. I'm a professor of mechanical engineering at a very prestigious university, and I've always been very lusty for the pursuit of knowledge. You see, I always want to know the newest, greatest thing, and I just want to fuck it right into my brain cavity. And I'm an artificer. I'm a mechanical engineer. I like to fuck my students. I have a great time. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, man, a few words.
So
And
wait,
what are
Dandil
you
is,
the god of?
so wait, Dandil is your student now, and who else? And what are your plans for them exactly?
Wait, the professor fucked Dandil?
I don't know.
believe
He just said he loved.
Zillowin.
He said he
Listen.
likes to fuck students, and I'm a student of his. I'm worried.
Currently, Zillowin is enrolled in his classes too.
Zillowin is much more attractive than Dandil, I would
Yeah,
imagine.
for that, you got to pay the highest tier on Patreon. Then you get the secret recordings of all of that.
Professor D. Schwantz, ex
So,
Dandil.
Professor, what are you the god of?
I am the god of knowledge, don't you know?
Ooh,
Don't you know?
Very good, very good. So, the last time we left off, we were in a little town called River Run, a big trade hub full of some upstanding folk and some less than upstanding folk. You find yourselves in a brothel, a den of iniquity surrounded by, people partaking in drink, drugs, and pleasures of the flesh. As a large gentleman steps up and sets a box down on your table, he nods to you, as he was instructed to bring said box to the table. He walks away, and as he leaves your gaze and goes back to the bar where he sets up shop again, once again scanning the crowd, making sure nobody's causing a ruckus, you see a very attractive elven woman with long blonde hair. It may or may not be her natural hair color. She strides towards you in a gown made of silk. It swishes and sways with her as she moves. There
color?
is not there. It is a light pale green, and it moves with her as she moves. There is not much left to the imagination, and you're not sure your imagination would do it justice anyway. You can tell that she's not especially young, but because she's an elf, she doesn't look particularly old. When she gets to your table, she moves to sit. There is no chair, but by the time that she sits, there is one. The man who set the box down is there quickly, sliding a chair beneath her. She props her hands up in a steeple and she says, "Well, hello. It seems your strange group." And she looks around at the mishmash of races and weirdness that you people are. She
I'm
says,
Mandee.
it seems that, yes, hello. It seems that your strange group would have a word with me, and everyone that comes into my club has that honor. So, what is it you would like to see me about?
I'm gonna cough, push forward the box. Perhaps you'd like to take a look at this.
Very well. And you guys were eating, so there's some utensils and such on the table, and she grabs a like a steak or a butter knife, and she jams it into the top of the box and pops the top, and she slides the top over, and she looks inside, and one eyebrow goes up very slightly, and she says, "And what is this? And why, may I ask, is the box covered in blood?"
This killed our king. It turned people into things they weren't.
Well, where are you from, and who is your king?
I'm gonna need some metagaming help here, guys.
He's the god.
It's been a
king.
few sessions.
Ani. He's the
He's
Jacob
the god.
Claudivo.
He's the god king of Ani, Jacob Cladivo.
My good friend, family friend, perhaps you've heard of us. I go into about a 30-second tirade of my titles.
And then I just lean over and tell her so she knows who we're talking about and she doesn't
Perfect.
have to deal with the pretentious guy.
Mm. So you say the God King is dead.
He is no longer in our plane.
Well, if that is true, it is very unfortunate. Because he was keeping stability in this shrunken realm of ours. Now, again I ask, what is this? And she points down at the thing.
That is part of the meteor that killed him and infected the dead, causing them to rise.
We were perhaps hoping you could shed some light on what this might be.
As you start your pretentious guy chat up again, she holds up a finger and she says, and she puts her hand back and kind of laughs very loudly. "Yes, my friends, you can come with me to the VIP area. You've spent much coin here tonight. Why don't we go now? I have all sorts of debauchery to show you. Come. They'll show you the way." And she stands and kind of saunters off away to a set of stairs.
I groan a
And
bit
she
at
goes
the
down.
idea of debauchery, but I get up and I follow her.
I give a smug look toward the entire establishment. We're going to the VIP room. I get up,
You
walk toward it.
you usually have to pay for that sort of thing.
Oh!
Okay. Does everybody go with my Miss Grits, who is not here?
Oh yeah, Mandy's looking very impressive all of a sudden. She's just like,
Oh, where's Grits?
I'm very important. He walked
Remember,
off and he
yeah,
walked off
dipped
in a
when you guys
tirade.
showed up.
Oh,
Zillowin's
right.
throwing a teenage fit.
Yeah, he's
He's throwing a tantrum like a little baby.
Dandil,
stomping around.
But we'll get a
Dandil's
chance
just gonna
to
be like,
we'll get a chance to talk to the local entertainment later, right?
Very possibly.
He doesn't need
And-
any entertainment like that.
and if you do say that out loud, and I assume you do because it was in the accent, the guy leaning against the bar just kind of goes, ugh, and then he nods his head off to the side like, you better get going.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow her over there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
When you get to the staircase, it is a little longer than you expect originally. And it actually goes quite a ways because you're basically on the ground floor, right? So you expect a bit of a basement. And when you get into the basement, there are all kinds of alcoves. The lights are very low. There are, like I said, little alcoves set into the wall, about just a little bit bigger than the size of a bed, with like sheer curtains in front of them, and you can hear little sounds coming from them, tee-hees and ooh-ahs.
Boot and mud.
And as you pass, yeah, and some of them have candles lit, and those ones are open.
Uh,
The others
as
do not have candles lit, and they are closed.
as Tanizan is walking through this, he is trying hard to keep a straight face, but you can see he is uncomfortable.
I think we're all teenagers just like sweating bullets right now.
Is it
Gonna like see
possible to be
how
comfortable with half
transparent
moon?
like titties or whatever.
Yeah, it's like you're walking through there, and it's real. Like there's a nipple over there for sure, and I just barely can't see it. Oh my god, nipples.
Can I roll to see if I notice this?
Roll
Yeah,
to see
yeah,
if you
yeah,
notice
yeah, yeah.
nipple.
You can give me an insight check.
I can just see Mandee going, I see nipple!
Check.
Mandee, I know, Mandee. Look at these nipples over there.
Oh, I got an 8.
Oh, you suck.
Yeah,
Sorry,
with an
Brian.
8, they're uncomfortable like in some way, and you're not 100% sure what that way is. So, as far as you know, it's just this is a weird situation. There's like incense, and it's dark, and it's like, this isn't. You're not used to this. They're probably not used to this. Yeah, it's a little strange.
I got a 23 for nipple seeing.
Yeah, you happen to spot a nip or two, and a couple of nip
I'm
knocks
gonna sweat.
along the route.
I will not
They're
look at the
not
nipples.
they're not perfectly flush curtains, you know what I mean? So you see some riding and some grinding.
Wow.
Little Nikki's back there doing her work.
Yes, but are they perfectly flush nipples?
Look, some of them are ghost nipples, some of them aren't. It is what it is.
You know, I'm even gonna do pretentious. I'm gonna turn my nose up, give it a little cover. Ooh.
Nipples.
When you get to the end of this debaucherous
Fuck hallway.
there is yes, the fuck hallway. There is another staircase leading down. This one is a spiral staircase. It leads down sharply, and as you go down it, you notice the music from upstairs fade away.
Jazz music
This-
stops.
The jazz music stops intensively. The smell of incense fades away, and there is a much fresher, natural, planty, herby scent down here. When you get down here, you notice that there is quite a bit of like moss and plant life that grows in like darker places, naturally growing along the walls and in planters down here. And when you get there, she is sitting in a very basic wooden chair, sitting around a small, what would you call it? Like wood burning stove. So it's
Wood
nice and
stove?
warm. Yeah, it's nice and warm down here. And there's a few beds, but they don't look like sexy time beds. They like legit look like a few beds and hammocks with like fucking regular guy sheets on them, like regular linen sheets and shit.
Is this where the ladies live?
And she says, "No, these are the guest quarters. This is where my guests stay. It is a safe place. No one can hear us here. Now, I know very little magic, but I come from a time before magic.
You know magic?
Well, I can't use it, of course." She goes, "If I could," and she waves her hand, and all of the candles in the area immediately like ignite and brighten up super bright. And she looks at her hand, and then she looks at you all like kind of quizzically, and she says, "Who are you?"
She does know magic.
Hey,
We
that was a pretty
are.
neat trick.
All right, I'm gonna go for this thing again because I rolled so shitty last session. I'm gonna lean in uncomfortably close to your ear and whisper, "I'm the god of death," and try to roll an intimidation check. I'm basically getting Moon Mugger to just, you know what I mean,
I
make it
just.
as uncomfortable as possible so she's truthful with us. You know what I mean? I'm doing the whole like
Yeah.
I feel burly thing. Oh, just intimidation.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't see it. I rolled it, I thought.
Psych.
Let me look. No, I don't see it either.
I rolled an 8. It showed up on roll 20.
You rolled an 8 in total? Oh yeah, you did. Okay. She
How did it
goes,
work?
she looks at you and says, "My friend, your features are smooth and healthy and vibrant. The god of death is a decayous mass. You wear the coat of a doctor, and you are an elf.
He has the spark of divinity to become death, as I have the spark of divinity to become the god of vitality.
You know, I gotta say, it's a real relief to hear you finally admitting this again out loud, Tanizan.
In places like this, I will gladly admit it. Otherwise, I'm not going to say shit to anybody else.
You were hesitant for other reasons before.
She kind of like she looks, for the first time since you've met her, she's very put together. She doesn't seem shocked easily, but her eyebrows go up a little bit, and she goes, "That is," and she kind of drops the whole act, you know. She goes, "That is one hell of a thing to say, my friend." And
I'll
if it
go ahead
weren't
and I'll
if
call
it
her.
weren't for the party trick that I just did, I would have a hard time believing you.
I'll pull out a dagger, slam it into the table in front of us, put my hand down on it, and go for it.
And this is like the madam of the brothel, is that right?
Yeah, she's
Um,
the owner.
so like yeah, so in many cases, the madam is just a person who runs shit, I guess, or runs the ladies. She is that, except they're also gentlemen, and this is her establishment. She owns the place. She owns the land. She owns the building. She owns the bar. So, you know, this is a well-to-do person. She's got money, and she's got things going on, obviously. But yes, this is the madam. This is Ms. Tinueth that you were sent here to see. And when you say that, she will take the dagger and she will slice the top of your arm, not your hand, because you know
Yeah.
it's douchey and shitty.
Goes
But
for
you
the
know,
neck immediately.
just above the wrist on the top part of your arm, she gives it a little cut.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
when she does, she finds your skin to be tough. In fact, she gives it a little cut, and you know how when you run like like a nail over the top, you get that like chalky, like dead skinny thing that
Yeah.
goes on. It does that. And then she does it a little harder, and it does that again, but with like a pink line. And then she does it a little harder, and it's like red. And then after a second, she's like really working it, and she works it for just a second. Like you could see her put some force into it, and then finally a pearl of blood pops up from the point of the dagger. And she goes, "Please, sit. Are you all God?"
Yeah, but don't stab me to prove it.
I am.
Each one has their own little traits. Mine, I'm just a little bit tougher than everybody else.
He's a little thicker, you might say.
Tougher
Bow,
for
chicka,
now.
wow, wow.
Tougher for now, she says.
No, pretty tough against a lot of shit.
No, I mean tough is an understatement. If you are what I think you are, you will only continue to get tougher, as you say, until rare is the thing that can harm you. Now, why have you come to see me, of all people?
We were told of all the people in this kingdom that you might be able to shed light on this item we have procured for you.
And because the God King,
Told us to.
yeah, and he may or may not be gone at this point.
As well, I have an item from that I kind of procured from a underworld baron who seemed like he was shady as fuck. And I'll pull out the crystal that I stole from Baron What's His Nuts, and
LaFleur?
yeah, Lafleur, and I'll
Baron
set it
Lafleur?
in front of her.
When you say he styles himself a baron, and her eyes kind of narrow a bit, and she goes, LaFleur.
What
But I
about
do
the
take the
floor?
I do take the crystal out and put it in front of her.
You know LaFleur?
She says, I do. Unfortunately, I have quite the reputation. And the good Baron, she says, and you can feel the air quotes, even though she doesn't make them. The good Baron and his men like to frequent my establishment. Since they don't cause much trouble, and since their coin is always good, plentiful, and greater than we require, I allow them to continue their patronage. But many is the charge. They're my charges, ultimately. They work for me, but I take care of them. I care for these people. And many is the charge that has gone missing after the Baron has left my place of business.
Sounds like he's doing some shady shit and taking your girls and guys.
Well, sounds like he's taking those of mine with skill in things other than their tongues and their hips. And that is what he's doing.
So
Don't
human
care.
trafficking.
And
Care for
since
the
I
man.
pulled this off of them, I'm guessing they were using some kind of magic to do so.
And she reaches out and she goes, "Is that a seeker stone?" And then a couple of seconds go by and she goes, "No. What is it?" I
Touch it.
Touch it.
Wait,
Touch
sit down. Sit down
Pop
first.
it.
Sit down
she's
Well,
already
yeah,
first.
she's already sitting.
already sitting. Yeah, she's already sitting. She says, "No, I don't think I will. I don't believe that I will.
This is not a seeker
Why
stone.
why don't you touch it for me?"
So, for the first time, I will actually touch the stone.
Ooh, roll me a con.
Are we always gonna just be touching stuff to prove a point? Like, what's going on here?
And of course, Zillowin's missing this.
So
That's how tantrums work.
Yep.
that's every time I've ever had sex, it's been touch this to prove a point.
Got him.
Yeah. So roll me a con save, my dude.
21.
Okay. So for the first time, I believe.
Nope. Sorry. That would be 23 because I don't have the 2 added on yet.
Okay. Still, for the first time, I believe one of you remains conscious after you have touched the stone. He touches the stone, and you guys see his eyes go pink and purple. They swirl where his eyes used to be. Now, Tanizan, you are currently seeing simultaneously into the real world, the fleshy, rock hard, this is the real world that you know, and also into the astral realm. So the physical and the astral planes at the same time. You look
Oh
around
shit.
the room, and you see one, this woman exactly as she is, but with a soft glow about her. She looks not older, but there's something else about her, a little stronger, a little more present than she was before. And you turn and you see, well, you see the good doctor, and half of his face seems to be melting away. You see
Fucking metal.
you see bones, you see parts of his skull, his
He's finally
jawline,
becoming as he should be.
and there's a wreath of black negative energy around him. One of his hands is purely skeletal,
God damn.
Damn.
and oh yeah, one of his eyes is milky white, and you can see the socket where the skin has receded from it. You turn and you see Mandee. She looks exactly the same, except over the pirate costume, there is a long, lustrous robe of stars. She holds a staff made out of what you can only assume is some sort of wood that you've never seen before. And instantly your brain thinks of signposts and wayposts. And for some reason, she has a spectral beard that hangs from her face. You see Dandil, and he is wreathed in a living cloak of creatures, pink and purple. They crawl over his skin, but they create armor and a cloak, and it hangs down from him.
Damn,
You see
fleas
his
are kind of OP as shit apparently.
you see his eyes and his features shift from owl to wolf to feline, and they continue doing this to things that you've never seen before. You see the professor, and there's a swirl of ideas and imagination of things that you could never know, will never know,
I'll never know.
things that you already know, and they swirl around his head like a tornado. Except you notice they're not swirling around his head, they're swirling down and into his head. You see it like a sinkhole, absorbing the knowledge of the universe. And when you look down, you see your own hands. You've seen your hands many times before, but you look down and suddenly You seem more real, more rock solid, and more rooted in this finite world, which is strange because you're seeing your astral presence. You see yourself as more than you are. And in that moment, you know that there is an amount of life pulsing through you, especially after seeing the god of death.
Mm-hmm.
There's an amount of life pouring through you that could rival a nation. You are more alive and more present and more vital than an army. And that is an impossible thing
Damn.
unless you were a god.
And after looking around, I'll release the stone and then shake my head.
She looks at you and she says, "Your eyes changed."
They did? What did they look like?
Like this. She says, "I think I can do this." She passes her hand in front of her eyes like this, and then she lifts them. And when she does, her eyes are purple and pink. There are no pupils, no
Oh.
irises, there's no whites. And after a few seconds, you guys notice if you really look, you could still see her eyes behind that. It's obviously an illusion. And she goes, "I haven't done this in so long. It's been so long since I've cast magic, and it just feels good to do it again."
Well,
Oh.
this stone is obviously a connection to divinity and magic. And I
One of
believe.
you, to one of you, this is a divine artifact. I don't know which one, I don't know who it belongs to, but this is a divine artifact. Many of the gods have them.
Well, there's several more that we need to find. As it turns out, the God King's armor was ejected in many different directions back in Turtle Bay, and it just so happens that, and he pulls out this little journal and like flips through it, like flip 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 flip. I've got trajectories for many of them. May in fact be able to tell us where to generally look for some of them.
She chuckles a little bit. You, especially you, would, of course, know these sort of things.
And we definitely need to get to these before the Baron does, because I think he wants to use them to gain access to magic and do some very bad shit.
Which gives us a very clear idea of what it is we'll be doing in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
What are we
Well,
gonna be doing? I'm kind of lost here.
there there are a few ways to go about finding these things.
We're gonna go on a treasure hunt, Dandil. A treasure hunt.
Oh,
But
I love treasure.
one of them is tougher than the others, but it offers hopefully more of an insight into what it is that you're looking for. There is a building. It was built by the gods, a spire, a tower, and it was built by many or all, we don't know, unless you know. She looks at you because, like you guys said, you're fucking the gods, and the gods died, and so maybe you're just them again. She doesn't know.
Unfortunately, the knowledge and powers of the prior gods that we inherited are no longer ours. We are merely
Well,
normal people that are slowly learning our ways.
Either that or their
hmm,
memories have yet to be unlocked in us.
It's just a simulation, really.
Your
well,
face is a simulation, Professor.
if
Oh,
if you were the gods, you aren't them now. Otherwise, you, death, and you, knowledge, would be women, which you obviously are not.
I mean, did we check?
Wait, Death was a woman?
I immediately drop my drawers when this is suggested.
Yeah, no, that's
And
that's a guy thing right there. Yeah, I'm
I
pretty sure I have
mean,
one.
like, I
she
would
she
expect Death to
turns
have no gender.
she turns and she looks at you and she says, "Yes, Mordecai was feminine, we shall say. She never bore children, so I can't say for fact that she was woman, but she is generally treated as being feminine, yes. And Epona, the goddess of knowledge, was most definitely female.
Well, as you can see, I've got my work cut out for me.
Yes, you might have to chop that off if you want to go all the way, my friend.
Professor, are you gonna seriously do it?
Why chop it off when I can put it in?
I mean, he's Jewish. He's
Some-
already got to
He wants to
start.
propagate.
This isn't
It's a
even my final
mitzvah.
form.
It's a mitzvah.
I do believe he wants to propagate. So
So speaking of which, you have all those lovely, hardworking girls in the establishment, yes?
Yes, and from the sound of you walking down those stairs, several of you have coins, so feel free to partake.
Oh boy!
I'm gonna just take off running and see if I can like cop a feel for free silver.
Not yet. She's already at the door, and she's just like, "Okay."
he's a horny little halfling.
I'm like set. I'm like how
The,
old is Daniel? Oh, hold up.
the ceremony to get his manhood was not completed. There's really one more step.
He's 18. He
Well,
like fully grows up when he's like 19.
Gonna say
he
something
did.
both elitist and racist at the same time.
He did complete the ceremony. Unfortunately, no one was there to see it. So,
Yeah, but he has not yet become a man.
if a tree falls in the woods, did he really come into a woman?
Did he really come on the tree?
but yeah, Dandil scurries the fuck away, and she kind of very well. Yes, I understand. The establishment is hard to resist, I suppose. Even for a god. You are just people. that is terrifying.
And unfortunately, I have to go for now, so I'll leave you guys
Well,
to it.
that's a good
Okay.
time to,
That's
to
why
have
he
Dandil
ran
scurry
off.
off.
Yeah, that's why. That's
Hold
why.
on, hold
Daniel's like,
on. Hold on. Before you leave, how much money does Dandil have on him?
Dandil has free silver and a copper.
Okay, I want you to roll me a persuasion check. One persuasion check.
I'm not gonna get any.
That
lap dance.
is a 4.
About to get kicked out, boy.
You no longer have any money on you.
Okay.
Your character does get laid. And
Nice.
Oh sweet. Nice.
she is not a halfling.
Not
It
a
is a
problem.
woman, luckily. It is a
Luckily.
woman.
Orc.
It is not a halfling. It is a human, and it is quite possibly the most muscular, most aggressive woman you've ever seen in your life.
Joke's on you. Dandel is into that.
Well, joke's on you. You're going to take a little bit of damage in the process, but luckily,
Death by snoo.
this is a family establishment. You will be
A
having
family
fun.
establishment.
Yeah, how do you think they make families?
How do you think they get more workers? No,
Oh, shit,
Jesus
okay.
Christ.
The
you have
more
a good
know.
time. You have a good time. You become a man, fade to black, but it's a very muscular woman.
Hold
There's
on.
not an
There's
an ounce of fat on this woman.
Before I do, I'm gonna roll performance. That is a 10. So I'm average. Fuck yeah.
Okay, roll me a Constitution save.
It's your first time. Don't feel too bad.
That is a 22.
Okay.
Well, shit.
Average performance, but it goes for a while. So, you're a fighter. You got the chutzpah. You know what I mean? So,
Let
your
me see.
your
I'm
Death
mus-
by snoo snoo.
your
Death by
muscular
snoo
misses
snoo. Death
Tucker's
by
out
snoo
before you
snoo.
do.
hold on. I'm gonna use my combat superiority and use riposte.
Oh
Jesus
God,
Christ.
Jesus fuck.
Is he sword fighting with him? My God,
He's
Dandil.
using
Oh,
the sword.
Lord.
Now listen, when she thinks she's finished, I'm gonna use a trip attack on
Fucking push her down the stairs, clap her on the ass on the way
get her
out.
to go
God
prone
damn.
again.
Well done, my boy.
Listen, luckily for you, there's no cross-pollination in this world, so you don't have anything to worry about fucking something that's not a
Wait.
halfling.
And I'm gonna
Wait, he
use my
can't make a half halfling.
No, there are
I'm-
no half anything in this world, unfortunately.
I'm gonna use my third superiority dice to do a precision attack on this, so I know how to
Oh
use.
my God.
Oh my God. Okay, this poor woman. Dandil's just fucking cowboying up real hard.
He's just Marioing all over her.
Slamming his fucking 3-inch halfling chub.
Fuck yeah, Mike.
All right, dog. Well, then we'll see you next time when your character is fatigued.
Now,
One
wait a
level of
minute.
fatigued.
Wait a minute. Do I get to roll for chub? How big my chub is?
No, you don't.
Ah, disappointment. Okay, fine.
Roll
But
for
we're
blood
gonna
pressure.
We're gonna say it worked well. You rolled very high on your stamina, and we'll leave it the fuck at that.
Sounds good. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah,
As much as I want,
Later.
much as I want
Have
to
a
role
good one,
play
Jagger.
doing it with another dude, we're gonna skip that.
I mean, we
Well,
could save that
that's-
for like one-on-one if you want, Mike.
Role,
I don't.
Role playing, doing it with another dude is like 90% of what goes on in World of Warcraft.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
All
That
right,
is
see you guys
very
later.
true.
Later, man.
All right. Bye. Okay. So, we will pick back up in that room. In fact, before we pick back up in that room, we find ourselves on the streets and paved ways of River Run. The streets are loaded with merchants, sellers, hawkers, guards, passers through, elves and humans and dwarves. Oh my. A couple of halflings, probably. Maybe some gnomes. And Zillowin, you find yourself after a bit of trudging and running through the streets, you find yourself in the city circle. You are surrounded by hawkers and sellers and bars. You are near some inns and some shops. What would you like to do?
Pretty much at a loss. I'm mad. I'm going in circles. I'm pacing, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure where I'm supposed to be. I'm just gonna. I'm gonna close my. Is there any type of water source near me?
Yeah, at the city center, there's a large fountain.
How deep is it?
The fountain itself is made of ironwood, and it is fed by the rivers that pass to either side of the town. It is relatively large, about a 20-foot diameter, and it goes up maybe 15 feet or so. It spouts water in. It does like a hooked spout kind of thing that causes rainbows to happen at midday. And yeah, there's plenty of fresh water in there.
Okay, and you said it's fed by the river,
Correct.
the flow.
Yes.
All right,
So the river is what gives it not only the source of water, but also the pressure that allows it to spout.
I'm just gonna go sit down next to the fountain, and I'm going to close my eyes, and I'm trying to find the pool. I'm trying to find the pressure. Where are we supposed to go? Because nothing seems to be going right.
So the pull always seems to lead you in what to you is a random direction. Many times it leads you north and west from your current location, and this happens very often. It almost seems when the pull is, you would think of it as aimless when there isn't a specific place it seems like it wants you to go. Like it wanted you to come here. And once you came here, it seemed like the pull became a little aimless and it pulled you in that northwestern direction again. But now it pulls you in another direction, pulls you out to sea, but not quite
Do
to
I
sea.
do I feel the shift, or is it just when I focus in, it's now different?
It's you, when you focus in, it's a little different. And you feel it pointing towards the sea, of course, but also, more specifically, there is a small chain of islands um, just outside of uh, the just in front of the ocean, just outside of the landmass proper. And you know that there is something just outside of the world storm. Well, just inside of the world storm. The world storm, of course, is the big, literally massive storm, miles high, that surrounds the entirety of the world as you know it. And just inside of the world storm, so a place where you can't possibly go because that's how the fucking world storm works. It's too strong. You can't sail into it. No one's ever come back. Is something, some small landmass with something on it, and you know that it would behoove you, or at least the pull is telling you to go in that direction.
Telling me to go to the storm,
It would seem, yes.
or is it telling me to go to the islands?
Well, the islands are just in front of the world storm, and what it's pulling you towards is
Is the
after
world
the island.
storm is the world storm the void on the map, or
No,
is it not seen?
the world storm is everything essentially that's not seen. It's the entire rest of the planet. So think of what you can see as roughly the size of North America. The rest of the world is everything else.
So it shifted from going north to south.
Basically, yes.
We're gonna need a ship.
So you want to go south. If you look at where the void is, actually,
On the Five
um,
Kingdoms.
yes,
Okay.
there's a place called the Spear of Jarden, and just south of that, the Ruins of Jarden.
Yeah, I see that.
Past the Ruins of Jarden, the Ruins of Jarden are where the like island structure is pulling you to. And past the ruins of Jordan is the end of that pull. I have to pee. I can still hear you.
I gotta go pee too, but I'll be on my phone.
Okay, so when I feel this pull, do I see all this? Like, is it like because it's far away from where I grew up? So it's like, do I kind of like have like a pull and a psychological connection to this information, or is it just more like I've seen it on maps before?
Okay, I did a quickie pee pee.
Oh, you're fine.
How you pee that fast?
Oh, I'm real good, dog. My prostate works good than a motherfucker. So little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Mostly, you know that from the direction. So if you see where it says the kingdom of Brennus. Also, I washed my hands. That's how fast I fucking pee.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
So
thank you for not bringing it back to share.
just above the kingdom of Brennus, that's where Turtle Bay and River Run are. You can see them there.
I see that.
So you know from kind of the angle, the direction that you're being pulled. And you know that the structure that you're being pulled towards, you've never heard of that before. You've never heard of, obviously, you've never heard of something in the world storm because no one's heard of that as far as you know, because no one's ever come back from the world storm. So how could you know about something over there?
Right.
But something in your head says that there is something over there and that you need to go there. So that is the gist of what you get.
Okay, well, that previous amount of loss and anger is replaced by a new sense of anger as I feel the goal shifting all the way from one side of the world to the fucking other side of the world. And I'm mad. I want to find something. I want to hit something. I'm looking for something. I start scanning the crowds, anything for any type of like hooligans or aggressors or anything like that.
You know, you roll me a perception check actually.
Hey, 19.
Okay, then you actually see two things. You see lots of people. There are plenty of people out here doing their things. Some people are being, less friendly than others. But you do happen to pick up on two things. One, you see a group of robed figures with staves, and they are walking around the town with some sort of purpose. You've seen people that look like this before. They are the seekers, the people that use the seeker stones, um, the
Waldy.
ones that are searching for magic to deal with it, I guess is the best way. And you also see
Is this the Galdiri?
those are dwarves. These are
Right.
humans.
Okay.
These are. Sorry, it's been a while for me too. Let me find it in my notes.
I know the feeling.
It's been a while. I'm sorry, this never happens.
It does rarely happen for me. I'm usually prepared. Like I said, I didn't have a ton of time to prepare.
Okay, man.
You're good, man.
These are the Kadarians.
Keeping up with the
And
Kadarians.
they're anti-theot priests. These the like couple of anti-theot priests that you happen to see, which it's rare to see an anti-theot priest in the beginning of all this, but they are also the two that you happen to see kind of wandering around with their sparks, flashing every now and then with pulses of what you can only assume is magic, probably coming from you, are flanked by knights or guards or soldiers, something like that. You see that. You also happen to notice 3 elves walking around. One of them you recognize as the guy who was in your cart earlier.
RML.
RML, correct. The other 2 you do not recognize. One of them is a woman with red hair. She has very keen looking eyes. But you notice as she moves about, the other 2 are very lithe. They're very graceful. As she walks about, every once in a while, she just kind of catches a cobblestone and trips and stumbles a little bit. It's not even like she's not graceful. It's like she's fucking super unlucky. Like she just keeps like she doesn't quite lift her foot up quite enough and she catches it, or something
This,
she
does this
walks through an area and like a ray of sunlight gets in her eye and she bumps into something.
does this tickle my god sense? Seeing this, since I know Aramel is the new god as well.
Well, you do know that there is a little something something going on from that direction. But remember, I don't
My
think he
god
said
sense is tingling.
there is that. I don't think he said that he was the god of speed until they got into the bar. So
You're right,
you
yeah.
do sense a little tingle coming from that direction. The third gentleman you do not recognize whatsoever, but the best way to describe him is if a pit bull was an elf.
The singer
Uh,
Pitbull?
no, the dog. If a person looked like
Rod.
mean and just dogged and fucking
Overbite like a motherfucker.
grumpy and shitty, like pit bulls are the cutest dogs. But when they're mad, bro, you don't fucking want to deal with that. And this guy looks like an upset fucking fighter pit bull. Like he is just on the fucking hunt. And Aramel's just like, oh yeah, we could go over there and look. Oh yeah, I'm sure they're probably, like you could see Aramel's kind of like steering him in directions, and this guy's just kind of, pushing him off a little bit and being like, listen, I'm in charge. We're going to go the direction that I say. We're going over here, then we're going over here. And so those are the 2 things that you see. Those 2 basically group.
Okay, I'm gonna head towards the elves.
Okay. So you catch up to them relatively quickly. And when you do, the dogged-faced gentleman spins around. He has a blade in his hand, and he says, "Who are you? Why are you following us?"
I think we may be allies, and I think we may be in trouble.
"I am allied with the trees, not a man. Who are you? You are not nature. You are not natural. You are not my forest, nor my brethren." And when he says that, he very vaguely leans towards the other 2 elves. He says, "You are no ally of mine." I am Cebu of the Ironwood, and I would as soon slit your throat as I would speak to you. So again, and just because I am feeling kind, why are you following me? And Airmill, ever the quick-thoughted and quick-footed gentleman. Cebu, Cebu, Cebu. These were the folks that passed through the forest, remember? They did nothing to harm the forest, if you recall. They kept to the treaties, if you recall. Remember? Remember them? Cebu kind of calms a bit. It's very well. Not my enemy, but not my friend. So
Speaking
what do
of
you
that,
want?
speaking of that, I glance over my shoulder towards the Theots and the Kadarians and the Knights, and I go, "Do you guys have magic?"
The female elf goes, of course not. Nobody has magic. Nobody has magic. That's not a thing. It's not like the gods are back. Nobody has magic.
Side check.
We definitely don't have magic. Go ahead and roll that for me.
16. 14 plus 2.
Yeah, she definitely knows of somebody that has magic. She's for sure is aware that magic is around in some fashion or another. She's definitely trying to hide something from you when she says that. She seems really nervous too. You're not
Well,
sure if it's because she's in like this place that's not just like real the forest. You know what I mean? Like this is a hustle bustle town. Um, you're not sure if it's because she's young, and you're not sure if it's just because she's fucking nervous because she's trying to hide something. But she's
where
definitely
are the
hiding.
Kadarians right now?
They are on the other side of the square, digging, kind of sending dudes into alleyways to check things out.
Does it look like they have like a scent or anything like that?
Not as of yet, but their seeker stones are pulsing every now and then.
I ignore Sevu and I look at Aramel. Listen, you know I have magic. You saw me in the forest. Those men are going to find me and my companions. We might need help. Do you know a place we can go? I don't want to start a fight in the city. Innocents we've
I
already seen too many innocents.
I do know of a place, my friend, but the problem is I'm not sure if I am allowed to bring you there. Especially, well, you see, Cebu is something of a stickler of our laws. But eh, I may be able to think of something. If you can pull your companions out of the city, I may be able to get you into the trees, into a place where you can find a safe haven. But you will have to act fast. We do not have much time. We are looking for something, and when
Are
we
you not
find it,
worried about them?
I don't worry about much, my friend. Rare is the. And he kind of swallows and says, man. And you have the distinct feeling he doesn't mean human that can keep up with me. But when we find what we are looking for, and we will find it soon, Cebu is nothing if not an auspicious tracker. When we find what we are looking for, we will be leaving. So find your friends, gather them, and meet me where I jumped into your cart before, just on the
City
other
gate.
side of the bridge.
Bridge. Thank you, Aramel and Sevu. I hope. And as I say this, I'm going to cast Disguise Self on my. I'm going to cast Disguise Self on myself and take on more of Sevu's appearance, almost as if I'm kin to him, just looking more elvish in nature. I hope I can prove that I can become an ally.
I don't like you. Technically, our mill outranks me. I don't like that
I
either.
smile. I smile at him and I cock my head and I go, you know, it's odd. Normally people don't say that to my face. It's refreshing. And I clap Aramel on the shoulder and I go, thank you. You've given me a direction.
You're
I think
such a flirt.
And yeah, I am. I have a 19 charisma. And I take off into the away from the Cardarians back towards the brothel.
So now your face looks chunkier. Like is somehow this elf looks like a chunky dude. Like he has those thick, like his fucking jaw muscles are real thick. Like he chews a lot. I don't just you know what I mean. Like the
Basically,
buff
he
guy
looks
face.
like a de-evolved elf.
Kinda. I mean, he just looks like a really buff, gruff, fucked up, like he's been through some shit kind of guy.
Yeah.
And you have a little bit of that look to you right now.
I look like his younger brother.
You you may have looked more elven than him from jump, but now you look a little more like him, and you have the pointy ears. So you head off in that direction, and you will reach the brothel in just a bit. In the meantime, I would like you to make me a couple of stealth checks, 2 of them to be precise.
All right. First one is 13, 10 plus 3.
Okay.
And second one is a 16, 13 plus 3.
Okay. Now we cut back to the brothel, to the sub basement, I suppose. And you're all in there. And she looks over at you and she says, there is a place that you can go. There is a place that you can go, and it connects to divinity, to the gods. And it was built by the gods. Some of them, all of them, I don't know. As far as I know, nobody knows. But there is a place called the Union to the south and to the west. It is beyond the world storm. But once a year, and the time is coming, once a year at the time right when the world storm rose, it will falter for just a bit, will recede just enough for you to enter the world storm, to enter this place called the Union, this tower. If there's anywhere that you can find your answers, it will be there.
So it wasn't destroyed when the storm popped up. Then we know it's still there.
We know it's still there because those at the Spear of Jarden know it's still there. Once a year, they have a man, a scientist. It's the Spear of Jarden is an outpost. And once a year, when the storm falters, this man can see with his great spy scope. It's like, have you ever seen a spyglass like they use on a ship?
As a matter of fact, Mandee.
I like just like Look at a pickle just snap it out of my case, and I'm just like this.
Yes, exactly like. My God, do you know how much that's worth? She kind of like chuckles. She says, "Imagine that, but 100 times bigger." He has this. It's so large that it's attached to a contraption, and the contraption is attached to a building with a large slit in it, and the spyglass sticks out the front of the building, and he can see very far. And it is with this thing that he can see the Union.
But if the Union still exists
Can
beyond the World Storm, then maybe it's not the only thing that still exists beyond the World Storm.
can I roll a
You know what I mean?
knowledge check to see if Talizan would know what an observatory is?
Sure.
All
See
Yeah,
why not?
I'm gonna roll a knowledge check on the organization you said, like the Stone of something or whatever.
So the Spear of Jarden is an outpost, and it is
That's right.
manned by the Anian military. So you can roll either knowledge nature. I will accept that as a sciences roll, or you can roll a knowledge history check. Either one of those is fine. Snosh, you in a factory? What the fuck?
What are you,
He's
what are you
back from
talking about? What?
Hawaii.
Oh, I just was hearing like banging and shit behind.
Fax machine sounds.
I rolled a 17.
Okay. Were you also going to roll, Professor?
I did, and I rolled a 14 on this one.
Okay.
Rolled a 14.
So you know that there is a manned outpost on the Spear of Jarden. They basically do nothing. They are on the edge of the world, and essentially their job is, if anything ever comes out of the world storm from that direction, and there's no fucking reason why they're in this particular part of the world storm that you know of. But their job is that if anything ever comes out of the world storm from that direction, they are there to fucking stop it. Ginsu, Taliesin, you do know what an observatory is, and you know that one of the only ones that has ever been constructed is at the Spear of Jarden at the top of a very tall mountain.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is there's an observatory that can look into the storm and see this place when it's weakened, or just at all
Yes.
times?
It most of the time, except for maybe a day or two, possibly, but usually a day as far as you know. Most of the time it can't see anything except the storm. But when the storm falters on that day, it can see the Union.
Okay, so on that day, we need to go out to the tower.
Now she tells you the issue with this is that that day is coming up soon. It is only about a month and a half away, and if you started traveling now, it would take you at least 3 or 4 weeks to get there. To the spear. Not necessarily to the Union, but to the Spear of Jarden.
Yeah, we definitely need to get going then.
I wonder if we could persuade her to come with us and be our cool hot NPC.
Yeah,
But the
and what of all the artifacts from the God King, huh? We just gonna leave those to LaFleur?
It's Dragon Ball Z now.
she basically tells you, I don't want anybody to have those. No offense, but the gods weren't great to us. They caused all of this. Caused everything that's happened in the last 100 years. This is all their fault.
Well,
They may have made the world, but they
They also
almost ended
destroyed
it
it.
too.
like it
Yeah.
or not, someone is going to find one at some point, and there's always a few more. So
I'm
we
pretty
either abandon
sure.
it
Um,
or
I'm pretty sure the princess is going after all of those.
she's got information on half of them. I've got the other half.
It's like Akira. We can't let her do it.
That's a start.
No one can handle the God
Everything's a
King
start,
powers.
baby.
but
Except the God King.
this is the issue is, as far as we know, anything left related to the gods that we're aware of would be in that tower.
We gotta go.
Yeah, we definitely need to go to this tower. We can join the hunt for the artifacts later.
On our way back, then I suppose, huh?
And it is at this point that a very uncomfortable looking Zillowin Fin, after having just walked through the Den of Iniquity and then the Sex Tunnel,
Anybody actually recognize me?
well, these guys would for sure. And then I imagine you would describe your friends, right, when you get there. Well, we can run through that actually. So you get to the outside. There are two very
If you want to
rough.
narrate me just getting into the place, I'm
No,
asking if
they're.
the party would recognize me.
Oh. So a very gruff-looking gentleman bursts through the doors, or through the door and down the stairs. He almost looks like someone you recognize, but he is vaguely elven and a little punchy looking, I guess would be the best way to put it.
I
Looks
stand
like
up and pull out a sword, pointing it at him. Who the
He
fuck are you?
just imagine a boxer who has never had a real like professional career, but
Not good at blocking.
he's made his entire living off of being like a sparring partner, and so his face is real fucking lumped up and shit. Like
Damn.
he's got cauliflower ear, but he also has elf ears, so that's a lot of cauliflower. Like there's a lot of
Damn.
not okay shit going on there.
I would almost say, as I made my way to the brothel, I would take on more and more of Sevu's like countenance till there's almost barely any Zillowin left.
But the one
But I
thing
am
that
wearing Zillowin's clothes.
that's what I was gonna say. The one thing that you do notice is that this guy is in fact wearing Zillowin's clothes, and he is blonde and has the same color eyes.
Who the fuck are you, and why are you wearing our friend's clothes?
I'm sorry, Tanizan. I'm still confused by what I saw in that hallway. I didn't know people could bend that way.
Answer the question before I stab you.
This guy killed
shut up,
Zillowin.
man.
Get him, Tanizan.
Beat him to death! Hurry!
Mandee
I'll-
stands up all of a sudden.
Beat him to
I'll
death
grab-
before he explains himself.
I'll grab
Tanizan,
him by
shut
the
up. I don't
shirt
have
and
time for your
smash him
bullshit.
against the wall and point the sword at his throat. Answer the fucking question.
Mandee starts sprinting across the room.
Oh, shit. Okay, Mandee is now running towards you.
Which you don't see happen.
I'm just chilling.
She's just there all of a sudden.
The deadliest thing that could possibly happen in this scenario. Mandee is now running towards you.
I'm going to look very confused at Tanizan. And I'm just going to be like, will you stop playing around?
I'm not
The
playing around,
Kadarians are
motherfucker.
here.
Why are you wearing our friend's
Slit his throat!
clothes?
Slit his throat!
When you lift your hands up to be like, why are you fucking around? You remember, like, you look at your hand and you see that it's a lot more like your fingers are longer and pointier.
I did it again. I'm
And
going
you
to
remember,
focus.
oh yeah.
I'm going to focus and bring my continence back.
What the shit,
Sorry,
dude?
So-
I'm
so he-
sorry.
him.
I'm still learning.
He's
I was
shape-shifting. Slit his throat!
He like shakes his head, and as he does, it almost seems like his features
Like
recede back into it's like a wave goes over his face, and the ugliness splashes, quote unquote, off of his face, and he becomes Zillowin again.
As I hear the patter from Mandee's feet, can I make a dex check to see if I can grab her before she kills him?
You can certainly try.
You're gonna try to grab
Why would she
Mandee?
kill me?
Because she
Well,
doesn't know it's
not
me.
now, probably.
Because she feels the bloodlust.
Oh damn!
She's
I
still
got an
in the
8.
car.
She's pulled
Got
out
a
the dagger.
19.
Somebody has to die. That's just the rule.
Yeah, exactly. And it's gonna be Zillowin.
Yeah, one does not bear steel without the desire to kill. All right, Mandee. So you are charging towards this fucking weird looking boxer elf, and along the way he kind of shakes his face and like it melts away into Zillowin. And as it does, Tanizan kind of reaches back, misses you by a fucking country mile, and the rest is up to you. If you want to fucking attack, that's on you. If you don't, it's also on you. I don't. It's up to you.
Well, she's noticed he's changed, and so she's gonna like run up his leg, and then do like a little backflip thing, but then like teleport like another foot away, and then do like a little superhero landing.
So, the woman goes, "Oh shit!" Like all of the countenance dropped from her whatsoever, because this is the first sign of actual god power that she has seen. She just
Other
goes,
than trying
"Oh
to cut me.
shit!" Well, yeah, but you could just be a tough guy. Like she doesn't fucking know. Like
It could
who
just be
knows?
resistant to damage. That's all.
There ain't shit in this world that can.
But it's a
There is not a person in this world that can be resistance to slicing without
listen.
magic.
All I'm saying, it's believable that someone's real tough to getting stabbed. It is less believable that somebody fucking pops out of existence and then back in again several feet away.
True.
So that happens, and she just kind of drops a little bit, and her eyes go wide, and she goes,
Oh,
"Oh,
good. You found Madame Tenuith. Listen. We have a problem. The
who
Kardarian.
who is that? What is he?"
I'm Zillowin. Pleasure to meet you, madam. As I bow.
Which one are you the god of?
Oceans, I believe.
He's Sito.
Seto.
I-
Question: Is she
Oh.
okay? So she's up to speed then. The Kadarians, do they live here?
No.
Okay,
No. In fact,
they're hunting us.
they rarely even come here. They don't even trade
Well,
here.
I fill the party in. I'm just like
Wait,
they're
the Kadarians
here.
are here.
I found them up in the city square. I was mad. I'm sorry, Professor. I don't know what we're doing anymore, and I was confused, and I was just trying to get some air, and I was at the fountain, and I was searching, and then I saw them, and they have knights,
Oh.
and their staffs are glowing, so they're tracking us. And then I ran into Armel, and I talked to this other elf. He looked like the guy I guess my face looked like. And basically they said they'll help hide us. We just have to meet them at the gate.
I pop my neck and then pop my knuckles, and I'm like, who wants to slaughter these guys?
Okay. For the first time, you realize that your resilience is a positive and a negative. It takes significantly more effort to pop your knuckles and your neck than it did before, as far as you're aware. So
I mime it.
when he goes to pop his neck, you see him do it, and he does it a couple more times. He does it like farther, and then there's like that crick. You're like, there it is. But he stretches way too far to do it.
I know we're gods, but I don't think we can take on an entire group of knights and warriors. I think if we have the information we need, and I kind of know where we need to go south. to Jaren's sphere. It's a
Well,
long
yeah,
journey,
that's
but
where all of
it's
us need to go. We know
Wait,
that already.
is that where she was sending us?
Yes, the
Yes, the
Spear of
Spear of
Jarden.
Jarden.
oh good. That information tracks. Then I could just feel the pull of the ocean. Um, the path. Um, like I said, Aramel, his people, they said they might be able to hide us if we meet them at the gates.
All right, let's go then. We'll take care of these assholes later.
Well, I'm worried if we fight in town, it'll lead to the death of more innocents.
Well, then we got to stop that from happening if it does, then, doesn't it? Don't we?
She kind of sighs and she goes, "I can give you a head start."
Thank you, madame.
And she like points, and there's a door, and the door was always there, and you always saw it, and only now does it click that you're fucking at least 22 feet underground.
Does
we
this
do we
And
lead
need
there's
to
back up
grab
to our stuff?
and there's just a door.
do we need to go grab Dandil? I saw him with this very burly woman down the hallway. She looked very tired. Just saying.
Oh God.
She
Yeah,
says
kid's got a lot of stamina.
she says if you take that door, it will lead you to an herb shop. A friend of mine, his family owns it.
What about our cart?
We got to get it.
Well,
It's got
Cannot
all
leave
of
it
our
behind.
provisions.
what's more
I'm
what's more
I'm gonna
important,
hold
the
on. I'm
cart
gonna
or
cast
you?
I'm gonna cast disguise self on myself, and I'm gonna make myself appear to look like Aramel.
Okay. He shifts into Armel.
And I'm talking like this time I'm going to try and change my clothes and everything. Like I'm just gonna see how far I can push it.
This time you are proficient in said ability, and so as far as the spell goes, you can cast the spell.
Okay. Um so Zillowin is gone, Aramel's standing there. I'm gonna try and do his accent and just be like, I will get the cart, my friends.
They're tracking you via stone that glows whenever it's near magic, not by sight. What makes you think this is gonna work?
Because I am elf.
But
They are
elves,
looking for humans.
Aramel is magic too, anyway, you dingus.
yeah, but
So I go
regardless,
and I get the cart and I go to the gate and we all meet there.
Also, also, yeah, they're like, yeah, Aramel was also magic. So
Yeah, we all
yeah.
go together. We all go together.
I'm
Because if there
saying
is
I
a
pick
problem,
you up.
we need everyone here.
Okay, just meet us at the herb shop then.
Mandee, do you want to come with me because you quick?
Where were you going again?
To get the cart.
I'm getting the
Oh,
cart and I'm going to pick them all up.
yeah, yeah.
But you can disappear real quick. I sketch a formal bow towards Madame Tenuith and just say, a pleasure. I'm sorry we did not have more time together.
I want to try and
Hey,
convince her to come with us.
you too, I suppose. You can roll a persuasion check. We'll see how that checks out.
Give him advantage.
Okay, I'm gonna be all like, "Don't you tire of these worldly things? Wouldn't you like to do something greater than this?" Broadly to the whores and the cheap
Vic, if you're
sailors and
talking, we
the.
can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you.
I can hear him just
I can
fine.
hear.
Oh, crap.
Persuasion?
It's just
Yeah,
me that
roll
doesn't
it.
hear him then.
I can't see what I got. Where is it?
You got a 19. No, you didn't. Hold on. You got a 23.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Wouldn't you like to come with me? Wink.
And she actually seems kind of like she wants to go.
Mandee turns around and looks all excited at her.
Think of the adventures. Think of what we could do.
I have so much to do here. I have so many
Bouncing with
people to
energy
look
now.
after.
None of that will matter if the world ends. And you seem to know the best way. You came with higher praise, after all.
Oh yes, do must.
I'll come with you, but for time, I can't go the whole way. I have
I've heard
things.
that one before.
I have things to do and charges in my care, so I cannot go with you the entire way.
Of course, of course. At least show us to the Spear of Gyro. Is that what it was?
The Spear of Jarden.
At least show us to the Spear of Jordan. Give us a proper send-off. Don't make me beg.
Well, I'll get your friend. I'll send him along, and I will come with him. You go. You guys go get your cart. Meet us there. Go. Before I
As
change my
intended.
mind.
Can I insight check her as I see this, like, going down this?
Yeah.
$14, 12 plus 2.
One sec. You know, you can't quite get her motivation, but what you do get is this. Whatever's going on, she's interested in it. And to some degree or another, and for some reason, if one of them did it, they would know, but you're not quite sure. But she seems to want to kind of be around them. Like for the rest of you, you would know, like, she just cast magic for the first time in 100 years. She's fucking interested in staying around where that magic is. But she definitely has some sort of reason that is relatively honest about wanting to go.
Yeah, she's taking care of a lot of people here. Makes sense.
Come along, everyone. You heard her. I saunter out the room, give a sassy little chassé with my tight little elf ass.
And she sweeps up the stairs. She says, I will have to gather some things. If I'm going on a journey, I need things. And then she just kind of goes up the stairs. I'll get your friend and bring him with
You'll
me.
need better clothes, yes.
Cool,
Her
you have a
Royal Highness's
DNPC
mouse
now.
luggage.
God damn it.
I did it, everybody. We got a hot super whore to come with us.
This is not the NPC that I would have wanted.
No, she's cool. She's got old magic. She's super slutty. What else can we ask for? I mean, she knows what's going on.
Fair enough. You guys would be the ones who are like, yes, the brothel madam. She's the character we need to bring.
This is what I need. A man has needs.
Oh my
Our
god.
party has needs. It's all dudes and one hot murder pirate. I mean, we got needs over here.
Man, can you imagine that video that we did?
Jesus
You're
Christ.
like-
Vick, get us a gif on that. Get a
I'm
meme.
gonna go.
All right.
I'm gonna
Oh,
go
Lord.
gather the. I'm gonna go gather the cart while holding the personage of our mill.
Okay. For the rest of you guys, yeah. She sachets away.
How much time is there left to fraternize with the local fauna here?
That is up to you guys. You don't know the exact clock. Even Zillowin, who is more aware of the time frame, doesn't quite know exactly how long you have.
Well, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna keep an eye out when I got to the outer area of the brothel, getting the cart to try and see if I saw any threats or anything.
Okay. So when you get out there, one sec.
I got your moon here, Snosh. See here.
You don't see anything in the immediate vicinity. So you think you have a little bit of time.
Okay.
At least before you're discovered.
Then I will wait for the madam.
God damn it, Vic.
That's not exactly what it is. It's like they're looking at her. She's coming with.
Oh
I will
boy.
wait. I will wait for the madam.
She is going to go with them in the tunnel. So you and Mandee are going to take the cart. She's going to bring Dandil with the rest of them through the tunnel.
Do we know where
And
the herb shop is, or are we just meeting at the gate?
yeah, it is. It's pretty close to the bridge. So it's about 2 streets away. She gives you directions. Yeah. Oh, go for it.
If there's any candy stores in the way, man, he's going to insist on stopping real quick.
There aren't
Of course he
specifically
is.
candy stores, but there are like general stores along the way, and you would know from your unfortunately vast travels that general stores will have all kinds of foodstuffs, and candied foodstuffs tend to last for a while. So, you could probably pick up some honey and some sweet shit at a general store for sure.
Yeah, so yeah, I want to stop and like fill up.
Knowing
Okay.
she is death incarnate, I do not argue. I pull the wagon over and I go, yes, yes,
Nope.
my friend,
You
go.
don't want her rolling up your side and stabbing you in the neck.
For
Go get your sweets, little one. Go get your sweets.
For a couple of silver, you manage to acquire a healthy amount of rock candy and some fudge.
Nice.
Hey guys, they have fudge here.
I want to get something really pretentious and douchey for the new NPC,
Oh, shit.
like a ring or an amulet or a circlet,
Are
like
you with us?
jewelry or perfume.
Oh, well, you're not with us though.
Jesus, yeah.
Oh, that's true though. Am I still hanging out in her bedroom or like in the?
No, you guys are
We're
the
already
rest
at
of you
the
guys are
herb
going
shop.
through the old tunnel,
Oh, that's
and
right.
she's following close behind.
Okay, I'm gonna stay real close to her.
Okay. Yeah, it takes her a little bit to drag Dandil's half asleep ass off of this fucking burly
Mandee, quick question. Do you possibly have 6 silver I can borrow?
What's it for?
It's hard to explain, but ever since I woke up this morning, I have this feeling like if I burn some incense, something might happen. I don't. But I need to buy a brazier. I need to buy the incense. I need to.
And this is just a feeling you had?
I think it's connected to the pool of the ocean.
I mean, I could craft you a brazier. Probably easier than buying it.
You're not there, Professor.
I thought we were all together through going. Oh no, that's the right. Those two went the other direction.
Yeah.
I have 4. I have 4 silver, but I feel like I need a lot of it.
How much did you need?
4 silver is what I heard.
No, never mind.
He has 4, he needs 6 more.
No, never mind. That doesn't seem right. I'll talk to the professor. Get your candy.
Oh, I got it. It's delicious.
So yeah, she comes out with a bunch of candy and fudge. And when she comes out, she has like a ring of chocolate around her mouth, which tells you that she has already eaten some of it. Little fucking pirate lord
Sounds
looking
about
ass
right.
with fucking chocolate cheeks. And you guys jump onto the cart and begin moving again.
The
I'm gonna
most
make
innocent person in our fucking group is also the deadliest.
Okay. So after about 20 or 30 minutes of rolling through the town, you guys arrive outside of a local apothecary and herb store. Now, for the rest of you, you guys make your way through a tunnel. It takes a while. It takes almost an hour. When you come out, Madame Tinuith is with you, and she opens up a hatch at the bottom of what appears to be a wooden floor. Takes you up a wooden ladder into into the storeroom of the herb store. There are lots of chests and pouches and cabinets full of good smelling things. And a man comes back a little startled until he sees her, and he goes, "Madam, what are you doing here?" And she goes, "We have to get these folks out of the city. If anybody asks, you did not see us. Your next round of drinks is, of course, on me. So," and he goes, "Oh, yes, of course, of course. Business as usual." And he kind of looks around and he grabs a random bag and then he hands it to her. And when he does, I am going to. Who wants to be Mo for this? Who wants to do the role?
You want me just to roll for you? What's going on?
Yeah, I want somebody to roll me a d20 and tell me what you get. Just a raw ass d20.
I got you. Not 20. That's for real,
Nat?
for reals. I did it on the
Winner.
roll 20
Oh
app.
no, I'm with it. I can see it. Okay. Well, for a nat 20, he hands her a bag and she goes, "Oh, thank you so much. We'll take this." And she slips a gold into his hand. And then she tosses the bag over to. Hold on. Hold on. He's not there. Oh, okay. She tosses it to Julian based on that roll. And you, you get a bag. You get a large bag about yay big.
Okay.
It smells pretty good, but it smells medicine-y. And if you open the bag, you look inside, and there are all of the things that you will need to create poultices and to create like healing herb compounds and things like that. It seems like he grabbed an apothecary's herb pouch and tossed it towards you. So you now essentially have a full healer's kit. I know you had one before, but this one is
It's like an
little
apothecary's
more.
herb pouch.
Yes, that is exactly what it is. And so he tosses that to you. You now have an apothecary's herb pouch.
Sick.
So, do with that what you will. She does not seem like she gives a shit because obviously
Cool.
she didn't want to hold on to it. But that's what you got. Inside of that herb pouch, there's one vial. The vial is a pale red liquid. That is all you know for now.
A vial of red liquid.
Yeah, pale red liquid. It smells really strong. Not like alcoholic either, like just super herby and like medicinal. You can make me a medicine check if you like.
Cool. So I was just typing all the notes. What did I roll? 11.
There's some kind of anesthetic in that vial. And whatever it is, it's fucking strong because your nose kind of goes numb after you smell it.
Hmm.
So if it is
Anesthetic.
topical, then it will be a very strong numbing agent. Either way, you know that it is some sort of numbing agent.
Oh, fuck, it deleted my notes. I'm sorry.
Whether it's
Okay.
topical or whether it's an injection or a drinkable, you're not sure, but it is some sort of powerful numbing agent.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yeah, that was 100% random. That could have been fucking drugs. I could have been anything. It was all dependent on your roll.
So I'm just gonna retype those notes. It's likely an anesthetic. It's in pale red vial, and it also has a bunch of other herby healing shit in there.
Yeah, it's an apothecary's whatever sack, and in addition to that, it has an anesthetic of some sort.
All right, guys, I do have to get going here pretty soon because I start work again tomorrow.
Okay. We're probably gonna finish up pretty quick anyway.
Okay.
But as you guys exit the shop, you see what I would assume Mandee is either taking a nap or really fucking hyper right now because she probably just ate a bunch of fudge. And and the cart is sitting there waiting.
Excellent. Good work, Mandee. Good work, Zillowin.
Come, my friends, we must away to the bridge.
Now, the sun is beginning to set. It is now leading towards nighttime. Shadows are long, and you are in something of an alleyway. And as we begin moving, you notice with your. Actually, let me check specific people. What's everybody's passive perception?
+5.
12.
Oh, passive perception. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
15.
Mine is a 12, but I am keeping an eye out for any trouble.
Okay. Just a sec. Almost there. Okay. So the good doctor notices a pale pink glow from behind you. And as you guys are heading towards the bridge, you see 3 men, 2 fully armed and armored, and 1 holding the staff of an anti-theot. The staff has a crystal at the top of it, a seeker stone. That stone is
Oh, fuck.
glowing mightily.
Okay.
That stone is glowing with a very brilliant glow. Now, it's hard to see because they're a little bit further away. But since you happen to notice them, you notice that the anti-theot points the staff at your cart,
Oh,
and
fuck.
the 2 men to either side of him begin to run. Zillowin, you see standing at the bridge 3 elves who seem to be waiting. They are also now holding a very large sack or bag slung over the shoulder of Cebu and being supported by that elven woman. And it seems like whatever's in it is very heavy and moving around quite a bit. But you do see them. They do seem to be waiting for you.
Can I spur the horse and cart?
You can. And so the chase will begin next time on Godsfall.
Perfect.
All right.
Nice.